afternoon, everyone. My name is Muludra Enoch, and I'm going to take you in fungi. So the okay, attention. I want your attention. So let's concentrate. So we are going to revise together fungi. So what you should understand is that fungi, these are heterotrophic, and these are heterotrophic organisms that are made up of chitinous cell. What does it mean? Meaning these organisms, they depend on other organisms to produce what? Food. Is it making sense?
Yes.
And then these same organisms called the fungi, they reproduce their offspring or spores by two processes. What does it mean? Number one, we have what we call sexual reproduction. So in general, what you should understand is that reproduction, that is just the process of formation of offspring by the fusion of gametes from two organisms. Is it making sense?
Yes.
Now, when we say sexual reproduction, meaning there is a fusion of male gametes and the female gametes to produce the offspring. Now, in this case, the offspring that we are talking about, they are spores. Are you following?
Yes.
So, what you should understand is that under fungi, there are about the three stages that are involved in the production of what? Spores. Is it making sense?
Yes.
So, the first one is what we call the Plasmogamy. So, Plasmogamy, this is the first stage that is involved in what? Production of spore. So, the word plasmo, this word that you are able to see there, it means cytoplasm. And then gamy, this gamy that you are seeing there, it means unit, or in the layman's language, that is marriage. Now, what does it mean? So, when I say plasmogamy, that is just the what? The fusion of the compatible genes that are able to produce the fusion of what? Genes or gametes by the utilization of what? Cytoplasm. Or in a simple language, you can say that is just the unit of cytoplasm to produce what? Other organisms. Is it making sense?
Yes.
Now, under this stage, what you should bear in mind is that cytoplasm chooses, but the process called the karyotic phase is going to take place. What is the karyotic phase? That is where the nucleus, combines with another nucleus to make two distinct nucleus. Is it making sense? Now, one thing that you should bear in mind is that when this process occurs, the purpose of this process called the karyotic phase is that number one, it gives what? Time to these what? Spores or fungi that are produced also, so that they can reproduce during favorable condition, so that they are not damaged. Is it making sense? Is it making sense?
Yes.
Okay. So the next step is what we call the Karyogamy. So before I explain deeper, what you should understand is that karyo means nucleus. And then gamy, like I said, that is just the union or what? Marriage. So what is karyogamy? That is where now these two nucleus, they are going to completely combine to form a full deonucleic acid, that is the DNA. Is it making sense? So meaning these two they are going to combine. Is it making sense? Yes. So these two they are going to combine to form what? Diploid. That is it, diploid. Is it making sense?
It's sensing, sir.
It's making sense? Okay, listen. Like I said, at first, plasmogamy is going to take place, and in this same plasmogamy, the process of the phase called diakaryotic phase is going to take place, where two nucleus are going, two distinct nucleus, they are going to be formed. Now, what's the purpose of this phase is that they allow or they give time to the what? To the fungi that are growing also, so that they are not exposed to ashy condition environment. Is it making sense? Yes. So now the second process I'm referring to as karyogamy. That is where there is the fusion or joining of what? Two nucleus. These two nucleus to form what? Diploids what? Nucleus. Is it making sense? In short, that is a zygote. A zygote, that is just an organism that is formed when the male nucleus combined with the female nucleus to form a what? A zygote. Is it making sense? Now, after that, what you should understand is that the last process called meiosis and the spore formation. So, what is going to happen is that under this last stage, meiosis is going to take place. So, what is meiosis? Meiosis, that is just the type of what? Cell division where four haploid daughter cells are produced. So, we all know that the time we learned about genetics, we understood to say that when these diploids divide, they are going to produce four daughter haploid.
Okay, so quickly summarize so that we give choice to the others.
Yes. So, like I was saying, so this process here is what we call what? Plasmogamy. And then the second one is called karyogamy. Is it making sense? And then the last one where the spores are formed, this is what we call the what? Meiosis or spore formation. Now you should bear in mind to say that there are different types of spores that are formed. The first one is zygospores. So these zygospores that are produced, they are formed from zygomycota. So the good example that I can give under here is rhizopas. Rhizopas. And then another type of spores that are produced is what we call the ascospores, produced from ascomyota. The good example that is yeast. And then the last one we have what we call the this one is very difficult, huh? Just to know. So any questions so far? Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Don't pretend, just ask. Any question? No question? So, as for me, this is my end of my presentation. Thank you so much for attending.